In 2006, a researcher at the University of Washington walked across campus in a rubber caveman mask. Almost immediately, local crows began dive-bombing him. But when that same researcher walked the exact same route wearing a Dick Cheney mask, the birds completely ignored him. They had clearly identified the caveman face as a specific, targeted threat. The researchers continued to test the caveman mask sporadically over the next decade, and the crows kept attacking. By year 10, the birds leading the charge hadn't even been born when the mask was first introduced. The original birds trapped and tagged by the caveman had somehow passed their fear onto the rest of the flock. Ecologists call this node-level memory, a process where a single animal's experience transfers into a shared database of knowledge. Observations like this challenge our basic assumptions about urban wildlife. We're sharing our cities with creatures that operate within complex, highly observant societies.
To understand how they do this, we have to look at how a crow perceives you. When a human approaches, the bird ignores superficial details like clothing or a new haircut. Instead, its visual system maps out the specific geometric distances between your eyes, nose, and jawline. That spatial data feeds directly into the Nidopallium cauda laterale, or NCL. This incredibly dense cluster of neurons acts as the avian equivalent to the human prefrontal cortex, a central executive hub designed to process complex variables. While many animals discard brief encounters, a crow's NCL possesses the raw computing power to hold on to that specific facial map for years. This unique piece of neural hardware gives them the biological capacity to recognize your face long after you have forgotten theirs. The research backing this up is extensively documented in papers like this one from the journal Trends in Neurosciences. By injecting awake crows with a glucose tracer and using PET scans, scientists mapped exactly how these facial memories stick. They found that seeing a threatening face activates a brain region analogous to the mammalian amygdala. This permanently brands the geometric map of that face with a powerful chemical stamp of fear. The opposite is also true. Consistently feeding a crow activates its brain's reward centers. That positive reinforcement is what drives some crows to leave small gifts, like shiny bottle caps or pebbles, for the humans who treat them well. Through this internal neurological ledger, every human a crow watches is sorted. You are cataloged as either a persistent threat or a trusted ally. But memory inside a single brain doesn't explain how a fear of the caveman mask spread to hundreds of birds across the university. The knowledge travels horizontally. If a crow spots a dangerous human, it triggers an alarm call. Surrounding peers observe who the alarmed bird is scolding, and they quickly learn to associate that specific face with danger. The information also travels vertically. Parent crows bring their fledglings to these mobbing events. The young birds watch their parents' reactions and internalize the threat before they ever have a negative encounter themselves. Through overlapping layers of horizontal and vertical communication, a single negative interaction with one human becomes a survival protocol for the entire local ecosystem. This photograph shows the University of Washington campus, where that initial caveman mask experiment finally reached its natural conclusion. The researchers found that the flock's aggressive scolding of the mask persisted for exactly 17 years, even though no crows were ever trapped or threatened again after those first few days. 17 years is roughly the maximum natural lifespan of an urban crow. The grudge held strong until the very last bird educated about the caveman mask finally died out. Sustaining a localized memory across multiple generations proves that crows possess genuine cultural transmission. They share a history. Stepping outside means entering an observant, highly networked society where human respect and human cruelty are forever documented.